Hey everyone, here is how to use this tab of your grade check to make a graph tracking your grades over the entire trimester. You will notice that there's a whole bunch of this #ref exclamation points. That is because weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of these are not yet made, but it will automatically do this for you if you follow a couple of rules. So, in order to get your classes to pop up and show up on the graph, you need to fill out the blank grade check. So I'm going to go over to the blank grade check right now. I'm going to say, hey, I have non-linear algebra with Armstrong in period 1. I'm going to go back to my graph and notice that it put it right there and it even put it on the graph. Right? So we can fill out our blank grade check. Let's say that I have Learning Lab and I have world history and maybe I have some English that I have to go to and I have chemistry and what's another one that we want to do? Maybe we're doing algebra 2 as well. Okay. So I filled out my blank grade check class names. And notice they all went in here. So all the names are now on your graph sheet, as well as being in the key. Also notice that this pink line is the passing line. So if you're above or below, that will give you some quick information about how you've been doing this trimester. So how do you use this each week? It's just one important rule here. If you want to use this blank or this grade checking graph, if I can speak, you have to name each week very specifically. So I'm going to duplicate my blank grade check and I'm going to call it week 2, capital W, week, space, the number 2, and nothing after it. Okay. And then I'm going to fill in my grades here. Let's say I'm going to start out with a 4 here, a 2 here. Well, you can't have a 7. A 3, a 1.5. I'm not doing so great in English, so let's say that's 1.25. Chemistry I'm awesome at, and Algebra 2 I'm also amazing at. Okay. So I have my week 2 grade check. I've just set up these grades to show you what happens. I'm now going to go back to my grade tracking graph, that tab, and I'm just going to click on every box and hit the Enter key. And now that week 2 sheet exists, Google's going to be like, great, I can fill in your grades. And notice how it's graphed all of those. Okay. When we go again and make another one, week 3, capital W week, 1 space, and then the number 3 with nothing else. I can fill in my grades. Let's give a random assortment of grades here. And let's do a 4 for that. Now when I go back to my grade tracking graph, and I do that same little trick, now that I know week 3 exists, I can just click on that box and hit Enter, 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 Enter. And it's filling in my grades. And you can see I went up with everything except I had a hard time in chemistry. And you can do that throughout the entire trimester, and you'll have a lovely graph just visually showing you how you've been doing over the entire trimester.